Michael, what'd you get?
It's not my fault. She keeps making these tests harder and harder. Multivariable calculus is a complete joke compared to the rigorous course load and real-world applications of AP Statistics block sheet.
Michael, she's not making the test harder. You are just slacking, and it's senioritis.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh.
Guys, I know how we can settle this. We should just survey people at our school to see who's right.
Zora, how have you been affected by senioritis?
Huh?
Mr. Edwards, is senioritis real?
Well, speaking from our particular role at this specific niche of the Cherry Hill East scholarly community, although we here at Cherry Hill East are consistently striving for excellence in not only academic, but also non-academic.
So John, how have you been affected by senioritis?
Not really, honestly. I'm on top of this shit.
John Chin has had senioritis since about October. One of the most severe cases that I've seen in quite a while.
To potentially devote less than 100% of their full potential in this phenomenon, known in certain...
How has senioritis affected you?
I'm a freshman.
So to answer your question, is senioritis real? I don't know.
Wow, that wasn't helpful at all. God, Sophia, you're so stupid, as usual.
Have any better ideas?
Yeah, we should try a two-proportion test.
You fool. That's wrong. You just lost points.
Sophia Liang, the brains. Adept in statistical analysis and, like other math stuff, equipped to ask Miss Barnes for an extension if the need arises. Michael Ryan, the muscle. Can bake a mean calzone. By mean, I mean average. Also freshly vaccinated. Julia Langmuir, the looks. Her grandfather invented atoms. Charisse Zhu, the wild card, offers moral support.
Alright guys, new plan. Here's the proposal. Our statistical question is if there's a relationship between students' math test scores and time, and does this relationship differ between students of different grade levels?
The explanatory variable is the date at which the test was taken, as measured by the number of days into the school year, and the response variable is the student's test scores on math tests.
We will stratify the sample by grade level, juniors and seniors, so any effect can be identified as specifically senioritis. From each stratum, we will randomly select our sample by assigning each student a number and picking from a random number generator. Since we are sampling without replacement, each sample must be less than 1/10 of the population of Cherry Hill East juniors and seniors respectively who take math. So we will sample 50 juniors and 50 seniors.
The linear regression t-test would enable us to see if there's a negative correlation. Beta is the true linear relationship between test scores and time for Cherry Hill East math students. The null hypothesis is failed to be rejected when beta equals 0, and the alternative hypothesis is accepted if beta is less than 0. This test is performed with an alpha level of 0.05.
We will ask math teachers for their class's test scores throughout the school year, gathering the percent score on each test, the date on which the test was taken, and the grade level of the student.
Guys, this project is due tomorrow. Should we start working on it?
Nah, it's senior year, plus the senior skate party's tonight. Let's get rowdy.
No way, broskies. Let's get rambunctious. I got hoes calling your phone. Where's Ollie? I be falling. Hey!
Hi, Miss Barnes! You wanna go to prom?
I be falling like mom. Check class, I ain't one for the job.
Guys, I think we may have gone a little too wiggity wild at that party.
Michael, we shouldn't have waited this long to do this project.
Don't worry, guys. I got it.
Wiggity whack!
Before we begin the linear regression t-test, we have to check to see if 5 conditions are met using the acronym LINER. First, the linear condition is met because scatter plots of math test scores versus time for both juniors and seniors show a linear relationship, albeit with very small r-squared values. Second, since we're sampling without replacement, we made sure that the sample sizes of 50 juniors and 50 seniors did not exceed 1/10 of the population of all the juniors and seniors in the school who have class sizes of over 500 each. Third, though, the normal condition was violated because dot plots of both residual graphs show outliers using the 1.5 times IQR rule. We decided to proceed anyway, but we should be cautious when generalizing our results. Fourth, the residual plots do not have sideways Christmas tree patterns, fulfilling the equal standard deviation condition. Lastly, we ensured our sample was random by assigning each junior and senior a number and picking our sample with a random number generator. For juniors, performing the linear regression t-test on a calculator gives us a t-value of -2.84 with degrees of freedom 66. Our p-value was 0.003, which was less than the alpha value of 0.05. Therefore, we reject the null hypothesis, and we have convincing evidence that there is a negative linear correlation between juniors' math test scores and time. In other words, junioritis exists. For seniors, though, our t-value was -1.32 with degrees of freedom 58. Our p-value was 0.096, which was greater than the alpha level of 0.05. Therefore, we failed to reject the null hypothesis, and we do not have convincing evidence that there is a negative linear correlation between seniors' math test scores and time. In other words, unfortunately, according to the statistics, senioritis does not exist. There were many potential sources of error in this project. First of all, our normal condition was violated, but we decided to proceed with the t-test anyway, so we have to be careful when generalizing our results. Secondly, math is a subject that generally involves cumulative learning, so you build off of what you've already learned throughout the course of the year, and if you weren't solid before, then your test scores would naturally go down as more information piles on. Next, seniors aren't required to take a math class at all, so the people who don't care that much about math, or who would be the most likely to slack off by the end of the year, wouldn't be in a math class at all, and we wouldn't have their test scores. And lastly, teachers may make assignments easier or start winding down at the end of the year because they recognize that senioritis is a real thing and they want to be nice to their students and maybe not assign a 200-point video project at the very end.
Wow, I guess senioritis isn't real after all.
Yeah, but I still got an E on that test.
An E stands for essentially correct, Michael. Julia just added the stickers by herself.
That's all, folks.
Action.
Wow, Sophia, that wasn't helpful at all. You're so stupid, as usual.
Have any better ideas?
Yeah, let's do a stat test. I think a z-proportionate t-test will work here.
You messed it up.
Action.
Wow, Sophia, you're so stupid. Wait,
No.
you can't look so
Is senioritis real?
Well, particularly speaking, from our particular role as a specific...
You're so stupid, Sophia. God, Sophia, you're so stupid.
Is there a stat project proposal?
No, we're not doing this.
Is that a yes?
Due today. I stat project proposal.
Do next class period.
Yeah, it's on Google Classroom. What's the answer?
No.
Hey, hold on.
I mean, that's kind of nice that you say yes.
If you say yes, we're gonna have to arrest you.
Yes. Exactly.
Wait, hold on. Three, 2, 1.
You fool. That's wrong. You just lost points.
Senioritis real?
For some people.
Oh, I didn't see you guys there. What's up?